Hey everyone, how y'all doing? So I'm really getting tired of hearing these people say that the poor red states can't make it without the rich blue states. Funny how most of them blue states are bankrupt almost, huh? But you know, I only live on a quarter acre here in Nevada. We haven't bought garlic since our first year moving into this house. We don't buy tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce. For a lot of the year, we don't buy lettuce, cilantro, anything like that. Peppers, onions. We don't grow beans because they're more of a hassle than they are, and they're cheap just to get dried beans. You know, my son lives on 5 acres. He's getting about a half dozen, 6 to 8 eggs a day. Got to give them away, which we get quite a few of them. I know 3 or 4 guys around here that if I needed a side of beef, all I gotta do is pick up the phone and call them. Say, hey, I need a half a beef or a quarter of beef. I got it. But let me go back to the point of what these people are trying to make. I was born and raised in West Virginia. And early in my life, I'd say up until I was about 11, 12, we were pretty poor. I mean, we were pretty poor. I remember one day, no, not one day, we ate green beans for like 4 days in a row because that's all we had. After that, we were, fairly well off. I mean, middle class. But this is what it's like to be below the national poverty level in West Virginia. First of all, it means you probably own your own house. It's probably on property. You have a garden, possibly livestock, yard birds, or maybe even a couple pigs, something like that. You do what we did every year. When the blackberries were in season, all us kids were given 5-gallon buckets, and we'd walk down the train tracks and fill them 5-gallon buckets up. We hated to do that part, but we sure liked everything that came out of it. We had relatives who lived up in Amish country. We drive up there when the strawberries were in season, and you go out to these fields and you pick your own, and they were really cheap. My mom would get a bushel of beans. We'd be on the back porch snapping beans, but she'd can beans. I never had what you would call canned beans until I joined the Air Force. I never had off-the-shelf jelly or jam till joined the Air Force. I never had a can of corn until I joined the Air Force. This was just things we just never had to do. I'd come home drunk as a teenager. I'd go down the basement. We had shelves that my dad and I built. This was a full-length basement. I'd get a jar of canned sausages that we canned ourselves. Go up and heat them up and eat. Plus, it's cheaper to live there. The taxes are low. I don't know of any red state where the taxes are high. Certainly nowhere near California, New York, Illinois, I think, has got a very high tax rate. Crime is relatively low. You know, when I was, I don't know, probably about 9th or 10th grade, I lived in a town of about 30,000 people then. We moved in from the country. And I remember somebody robbed a store. And that was headline news for about a week. One robbery. When I went downtown, I parked on Main Street. I left the keys in the car. When I came home, I left it in the driveway. I left the keys in the car. Matter of fact, I kept getting in trouble in basic training because I kept forgetting to lock stuff up. Because I never had a door key in my life until I joined the Air Force. I just didn't have it. The back door was always unlocked. And everybody knew the back door was unlocked. Matter of fact, if I remember correctly, the back door might have been one of them old skeleton keys that could open, just a skeleton key, which could open up any skeleton door. I think it was, yeah, if I remember correctly. But it doesn't matter. We never locked it. You just don't have the stuff. Now, I'm sure that's changed. That was, oh God, that was almost 40 years ago when I moved away from there. But, I'm sure it's changed quite a bit, but it's still all relative. I hadn't known my wife very long. We were going to getting ready to go to some restaurant. And it was raining. And this car full of girls, their car broke down. And I parked behind them, got out, just normal for where I was from. And my wife had a conniption. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, I'm just helping them out. Help get them off the road. And where I was from, if you just passed them up, that would be wrong. So it's entirely different way of life. We don't need your money. Frankly, we don't want your money. You can keep your dang money and go do whatever the heck you want with it. But when the food stops rolling in from them areas, then we'll see how you think then about how the red states need you, but you don't need the red states. All right. Thank you all. Have a good day. Bye.